footballing folklore at its very best. And why not? Because it is match number 48 at the Dulles Stadium of the CLUBE de Goa Professional League. It is almost a biggest clash of the CLUBE de Goa Professional League. It is Sporting Club de Goa versus SALGAOCAR Football Club. Onto the oranges, flaming orange. They are warming up for this encounter versus the greens, SALGAOCAR Football Club. What an encounter this promises to be. We're all excited here up at the studios, and I'm sure everyone in Goa will be looking forward to this match between Sporting Club and SALGAOCAR, as we see Ozan Silva warming up for this big encounter. Today he has a big game on his hand. We'll have a busy afternoon.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another, and today is a big day at the CLUBE de Goa Professional League here at Dulles Stadium. Today the match between Sporting versus SALGAOCAR will reveal the fate of SALGAOCAR. If SALGAOCAR wins, SALGAOCAR can become the champions of this season. If Sporting Club de Goa makes sure they go with a win, they also have a fate in future to become the champions, and also keeping SALGAOCAR into the race with them. And I have with me the head coach of Sporting Club de Goa, Mr. Savio. Savio, first of all, when it comes to this crucial match, there'll be a lot of pressure on you as well as on the boys out there. So how will you make sure that you gave a beautiful game for those 90 minutes?
See, the dressing room, everybody is happy, you know. Boys did a good session for the last 7 days. They're working hard. They're going to give their best, you know, and we're going to get 3 points.
Alright, you said you're going to get the 3 points. Last game it was a draw. However, Sporting Club de Goa is always known for their style of play. So do you think your style of play will make sure that you win today?
Yeah, the sports, our club's legacy is like to play good game, bring up the talent and try to win the match. So our boys are doing that. We are going to win today.
Okay, you said you're going to win today. To make sure that you execute this game into a win, and are there any major changes that you have kept in mind?
No, the same squad is there, but only I think I brought two fresh players, Brendan and Joel. Both are in the defense, you know.
Thank you so much, coach. We'll see you in the post match. Well, that was the side from Sporting Club de Goa. We'll go to the other side to see what SALGAOCAR has to say as they take on Sporting Club de Goa here at Dulles Stadium.
Well, I can see 3 major changes in the Sporting Club de Goa team, and there are 3 big names which are missing in the team today, with Ozan Silva, Orton Vaz, Kunal Kundaiker, Marcus Mascarenas, Joel Colasso coming back into the team today, Gautam Dias, Philip Adogwu, Rohit Totad, Kirish Naik, Brendan Gomes comes in as well, and Dattaraj Gaonkar. The players missing are Gaurav, Assumption Suarez and Myron Fernandez. There are 3 big names missing for Sporting Club de Goa. On to the greens, SALGAOCAR Football Club yet to concede a goal in this year's league, and they will hope to do more of the same today, because it is probably the biggest clash for them in this year's league, as we see Stephen Satarkar, the man of the moment for SALGAOCAR. But it'll be interesting to see if Lavino has kept him in the bench or is in the starting 11. Stephen Satarkar, Jason DeMello will probably have something more to do today.
Yes, after speaking to Sporting Club de Goa, I'm come to the other side to see what SALGAOCAR has to say as they take on Sporting Club de Goa here at Dulles Stadium. First of all, sir, we know that a win today will make you the champions of this league. However, there will be another process also. There are other few games that you have to play, but this game is the most crucial game of this entire season. So how special is this game for you?
All the players know about the importance of this match, and players' atmosphere is good, so they will give their best. It's definitely they will do it.
SALGAOCAR is also known for their attacking football, but this game there'll be more pressure. So do you think your boys are okay to take that pressure and give their 100% and win?
Boys are not under pressure. I always keep them cool, but in a match situation they will do more of attacking because my style is attacking football. That's what I believe in that, and definitely they will do their best.
You said this is going to be the most crucial and the best game, I feel, for you and the entire spectators out here. So are there any major changes that you have kept in mind for this special game?
No. All the same. All the full team is the same, which we have last won the match. So I have continued the same team, and they are doing well.
Alright, I can sense the positivity with you, and I wish you all the very best for this game. I'll see you in the post-match. Thank you. Well, that was the head coach of SALGAOCAR FC. Will go to the other side and see what now is going to happen in the kickoff in next couple of minutes. Enjoy this big kickoff here at Duled Stadium.
Lavino Anthony Pereira keeping the same 11, which means that Stephen Sartarkar is on the bench, but it is a strong 11 for SALGAOCAR Football Club, which beat Vasco 4-0 with Jason De Mello, Stephen Alvarez, Daniel Gomez, Ribov Sardesai, Stefan Sheldon, Pratmesh Satardekar, Mark Carvalho, Selvin Miranda, Saurav Patil, Saish Madan and Flagan Rodriguez completing the 11 for SALGAOCAR Football Club. Onto the points table, and it does reveal that this probably is the biggest encounter of this year's Selvel Goa Professional League, with SALGAOCAR 16 points from 6 matches with a goal difference of 15, and Sporting Club de Goa 5 matches played, 13 points with a goal difference of 8. Both the teams, two of the best in the league yet, but it's not over really, because Sporting Club de Goa will look to upset the odds and take the upper hand in this year's league and take matters into their own hands, and they will be able to do that only if they come out with all 3 points against SALGAOCAR Football Club, who are yet to concede a goal in this year's league. The players and the referees seem set for kickoff as Daniel Gomez and Alton Voice comes forward for the toss. SALGAOCAR captain choosing to go from right to left as the referees for today, the experienced Prasad Surlakar, Roshan Ramesh Pednekar, Peregrino Lima, and fourth official Amiro Sabin Fernandez. You've got to have your most experienced officials for such a big match, and these are some of the most experienced officials in Goa, as the match commissioner for today, Joaquim Manuel Mariano de Silva. The final preparations for the likes of Jason De Mello, Selvin Miranda, who's been a revelation in this year's league. He'll have his task cut out today. But Myron Fernandez is missing from that right back position today. But any defender, whoever comes in place of Myron, will have a tough task against Selvin Miranda to keep him quiet. You can see Marcus Mascarenhas leading the conversation in that huddle for the Flaming Orange. And Jason De Mello, the most experienced man in that SALGAOCAR lineup, is taking the lead, talking to his players. This could almost be like a title decider, although they will have 3 more matches left after this. Sporting Club de Goa have 1 match in hand, but a loss today would really put them on the back foot, as they have big fixtures left against FC Goa, Tempo Sports Club, after this. Salgaocar have comparatively easier fixtures, having beaten Vasco Sports Club 4-0 in the previous fixture. They are a team which is riding very high on confidence. Salgaocar Football Club, Lavino Anthony Pereira looking on with a lot of attention. He will be praying for a good start for his team, setting himself up with a 4-2-3-1 formation today. Salgaocar Football Club always looking to play attacking football, in the coach's words, as the referee's whistle blows for the start of this match, and Salgaocar start away proceedings, and this is an only chance. Salgaocar! What a start that could have been if that shot was kept on target by Steflon, but some confusion in the Sporting Club defence allowed Steflon the shot, but it's been well blocked by Kunal. Now you see that block from Kunal Kundaikar. It's a battle of nerves here at the Dulai Stadium between green and orange. Saish Madan puts this up. It's a battle also of two of the best defenses in the competition. This is Rohit Totad. Dattaraj cleared on by Flaken. This is Selvin Miranda against Girish Naik. Selvin driving in, putting Mark Carvalho through against Alton Vaz. Mark getting in to the box. Is that a foul? Is that a penalty? It is not given. Well, that could have been touch and go. The referee already being asked questions early on, just 1.5 minutes into the match. This game has really opened up here. Alton Vaz going at it against Mark Carvalho. This is Alton. Alton plays it long. Dattaraj loses out to Saish Madan. This is Daniel Gomez confidently marching forward. This is Flaken. Back to Daniel Gomez. Just threads it through to Selvin Miranda. Mark loses out. This is Girish Naik's ball forward for Dattaraj. This is Gautam. A major miss in the midfield today. Gaurav Kankonkar, as the tackle comes in. This is Kunal. Joel Colasso puts it up. Philip on the run. And as always, Daniel Gomez covering up beautifully, winning the throw-in, as it comes out of Philip Adogwu in the end. This is Saish Madan fighting for the ball. Such an influential midfielder. Ozan Silva. And there you see that Salgaocar supporter on with his vuvuzela continuously. What passion between those fans. We see him every day standing throughout the 90 minutes with his vuvuzela. It just goes to show what football means to Goan citizens, and with all due respect to all associations across India, Goan Football Association really has brought the smiles back to Indian footballs, first with the Indian Super League being conducted in Goa, and now the Selvel Goa Professional League being conducted at the Dulai Stadium. We've all gone through the toughest of times during this pandemic, but it's not really kept Goan Football Association from taking Indian football forward as so often they've done. As this ball comes in, this is Dattaraj. Poor touch in the end as he's gone through, bulldozes his way through. This is Filippo Dogbu. Marcus Mascarenhas has scored! That is the first goal Salgaocar Football Club have conceded rather, and it is Sporting Club de Goa who has taken the lead as early as the 5th minute of this clash. Filippo Dogbu and Marcus Mascarenhas combining, but it was Joel Colasso's run through Stephen Alvarez and Saurav Patil. We'll look at this again. Joel Colasso, there was the chance. Saurav Patil and Stephen Alvarez should have done better. The ball falls to Filippo Dogbu, who finds Marcus Mascarenhas. His left-footed first-time shot finds the bottom corner. What a start for Sporting Club de Goa. Salgaocar have to do it all over again, because this is the first time we have seen them go a goal down against any team in this league, and they will have to chase this game. Shell-shocked right now, Salgaocar, as that ball has been brilliantly brought down by Selvin Miranda. This is Prathamesh. Saish Madan. Dattaraj gets the ball off him. This is Filippo Dogbu losing out to Flaken. Selvin plays it first time. Beautifully done. This is Selvin Miranda's cross. No one really in the box. Teflon not getting on the end of it. Ozan Silva plays in Joel Colasso. And we've got to mention Joel Colasso. We spoke about Assumption Soares not being there in today's game. What a run that was from Joel Colasso, running through Stephen Alvarez and that man on your screen, Saurav Patil. Marcus Mascarenhas may have scored that goal, but it really was this man who's taking the throw right now, Joel Colasso, whose run made all the difference with that forward line of Sporting Club de Goa, combining once again Filippo Dogbu and Marcus Mascarenhas. This is Brandon. Alton Vaz's clearance, headed back by Saurav Patil. The storm was started by Salgaocar Football Club with those two early running into the box. They've lost it. Ozan Silva, luckily for him, it fell to Alton Vaz. This is Selvin Miranda. Beautifully read by Alton Vaz. We've often spoken about his footballing brain, Alton Vaz, and it was in full display again. Once there you see that mix-up between Kunal Kundaikar and Ozan Silva. They are missing Gaurav in the middle today, Sporting, but as this corner comes in, the first for Salgaocar Football Club. This is Flaken. Flaken's ball forward, headed on. This is Saurav Patil against Rohit Tota. Rohit does well. This is Stephen Alvarez. Saurav Patil gives it away, but wins the foul. Stephen Alvarez. SALGAOCAR Football Club have been shell-shocked right now. What a time to concede that first goal of this year's SALGAOCAR Goa Professional League. For sure they couldn't have gone without conceding a goal in the whole league. That would have been quite an achievement though. But this is Filippo Dogwo again against Daniel Gomez, who does very well, but Marcus Mascarenhas gets the rebound, but Philip wins the foul against Daniel Gomez. This has been quite an exciting start, to be very honest. Very often when big matches are played, we normally see a very cautious approach from both teams. None want to give an inch to the other, but as this free kick comes in from Gautam Dias, just over Jason DeMello's bar, not really troubling him in the end. But as I was saying, as often that we see in big matches, both teams playing cautiously, but it is anything but cautious football on display here between two of the biggest teams in this year's league. It's been an incredibly fast start, and that early goal for Sporting Club de Goa sets this match up beautifully, because SALGAOCAR know that if they lose this match, they will be the ones chasing Sporting Club de Goa. This is Selvin Miranda cutting back, beautifully played across for Steflon, but Steflon is in an offside position as the assistant's flag went up almost immediately as that ball was played to Steflon from Selvin Miranda. Certainly offside there, Steflon. He'll be looking to get his team back in the game. Steflon, he's been fantastic, absolutely fantastic. He scored a hat-trick in the last match against Vasco. But this really is the match which would be so important to him and his team in the title battle against the defending champions Sporting Club de Goa, gunning for the sixth Goa Professional League title, if I may say, as Philip beautifully retains the ball. This is Joel Colasso going on the overlapping run. Rohit wins the throw-in. Ball comes in and the header from Girish Naik straight to Jason DeMello. Steflon plays it back to Stephen. Saish back to Saurav Patil. Saurav to Daniel Gomez. This is Selvin Miranda. Selvin plays it long, but again Kunal Kundaikar covering up that space behind Alton Dias this time. No objective will really do justice to both those centre backs, Alton Vaz and Kunal Kundaikar, and they've been absolutely phenomenal for Sporting Club de Goa. This is Ribhav against Tattaraj Kaukar, who does well, puts his body on the line and lets the ball roll out for a goal kick for Ozan Silva. Francisco Vaz in the background looking on. He will be a happy man right now, and why shouldn't he be, because they are making SALGAOCAR Football Club chase a game for the first time in this year's league. And that said, Salgaocar have played all the other big teams, the so-called big teams in this year's league, and Sporting Club de Goa have finally solved the puzzle, it seems, and have scored a goal against the defense of Salgaocar Football Club, which looked almost impenetrable, with Jason De Mello as goalkeeper. Saurav Patil and Daniel Gomez have been absolutely fantastic, as Joel Colasso has stayed on the ground. Mark Carvalho is the man who went for that header with Joel Colasso. And this is Kunal Kundaikar to take this free kick. What a start for Sporting. This is Saish Matan, Selvin Miranda. It comes off Marcus Mascarenhas, who scored that early goal. He really is the star for Sporting Club de Goa. And if you see the pattern of Sporting Club de Goa's game in attack, since the time Philip Adogwu has come into this team, Marcus Mascarenhas has been a man who's been all over the field for Sporting Club de Goa. He's been scoring the goals, he's been giving the assists, he's back there defending, as we can see right now. Clears the ball, and then Philip Adogwu flicks it on, and this is Rohit Totad. Rohit cutting in now, looking for options, not really finding Philip. This is Ribhav, plays it to Stefan. The high line of Sporting Club de Goa. A very organized team, the Flaming Orange. It will be difficult to break this defense down of Sporting Club de Goa. They're one of the most organized teams in this year's league, along with Salgaocar Football Club, as this is Marcus Mascarenhas versus Selvin Miranda going head to head on that right wing. Brandon's cross into Philip. This is Philip Adogwu holding up play beautifully. Gautam shot! Slices it slightly in the end, and it was beautifully set up by Philip Adogwu. Look at this hold up play from the striker. Gets in the way, shields the ball, draws in two defenders, and then Gautam dies his volley of that setup. Not the best one, but again, there is always a system and an organization to the Sporting Club de Goa team. As Brendan throws it up, and Dattaraj gets the foul of Daniel Gomez. Girish Naik coming in place of Gaurav Kankonkar today. Big shoes to fill up of Gaurav, but Girish is quite a capable player, and that is why he's wearing that flaming orange jersey. This is Ribhav Sardesai. Leaves it for Selvin Miranda. Saish Madan switches play. This is Prathamesh. Stephen Alvarez puts it up for Stefan to chase. This is Mark Carvalho, but Alton Vaz wins the header. Brendan plays it to Marcus Mascarenhas. Girish Naik. Gautam to Dattaraj. Plays it wide to Rohit. This is Rohit. The ball comes in from Joel Colasso, headed on by Saurav Patil. Philip gets it. This is a chance, but Jason De Mello should get there first. Philip has got there first, but he won't be able to keep that in. Good effort from Philip, not letting Jason DeMello rest for a second, chasing those balls down as a towering header from Kunal Kundaikar in defence. This is Joel Colasso's throw. Joel loses out. This is Teflon who wins the foul. Marching back into shape, Sporting Club de Goa, as instructed by Francisco Vaz. In the background we can see a concerned Lavino Anthony Pereira for the first time in this year's league. Sporting Club de Goa did concede in the very last minute of that game against Sessa Football Academy, but he saw that situation just seconds back right now, which Steflon had one-on-one against Alton Vaz. But imagine the likes of Stephen Satarkar in that kind of a situation. He wouldn't be able to, it would be wrong to put it forward, but he would never look to pass from there, Stephen, and that really is the X factor that a player like Stephen Satarkar possesses. He would like to take a defender on at any point of time, as we see the crowd is packed up in the stadium today, but in limited numbers have been allowed into the stadium post the pandemic. This is the first time that we are seeing a certain amount of crowd in the Indian football scene, and that is why I say big kudos to the Goa Football Association for having taken care of all the measures required during this pandemic. But going back to that situation where it was a chance for Steflon to take it one-on-one against Alton Vaz, he refuses to do so and tries to find a pass in the middle, rather taking the safer option. But Stephen Satarkar, he has a completely different mindset to anyone out there on the pitch, I'd say. He's always looking to take players on, and that really makes a difference. It does look ugly when it doesn't come off sometimes, but with Stephen Satarkar, the unpredictability is what makes him so special. If this scoreline remains the same, I can almost bet my life in it that we will see him at some stage or the other, as Dattaraj keeps possession but loses out in the end. This is Stephen Alvarez. We've not seen those bombarding runs down the right wing for Stephen Alvarez, as Jason DeMello puts that ball out, as Dattaraj Gaukar is the one who's on the ground. Calling for medical action. Prasad Surlakar, a very experienced referee, handling things with aplomb, because he's right there in the midst of the action, as once again we see the crowd in limited numbers. Rohit Totad plays it to Philip, who will put it out for a throw-in for Salgaocar. But like I was saying, we haven't seen those marauding runs from Stephen Alvarez and Selvin Miranda. The wing play from Salgaocar Football Club have been missing today. But we've seen a different kind of football, or rather an attempt to play something different from Salgaocar Football Club. We've seen Selvin Miranda cut in and Steflon moving to the left, and Selvin trying to cut it back across for Stefan, but haven't really worked for them yet, SALGAOCAR Football Club. But this sporting team is so organized in how they function, because they've read this game of SALGAOCAR Football Club absolutely brilliantly so far and executed it to perfection. Apart from the early pressure in the very first 2 minutes of this game, it's been mainly a battle of midfield between these two great teams, as Austin Silva picks up the ball. Launches it forward. This is Selvin Miranda. Again, an aimless ball forward, not one SALGAOCAR player making a run over there. Ozin has the ball yet again, and he will launch it forward once more, looking for Marcus Mascarenhas this time. Flagan does very well against Marcus Mascarenhas. Marcus wins the throw-in. This is still kept in, and Saish Madan tries to be cheeky about that, tries to put it through the legs of Dattaraj, but not quite succeeding in that attempt, and he has won a foul though from Marcus Mascarenhas. SALGAOCAR do have the crowd support here as Selvin Miranda comes forward against Brendan Gomes. This is Selvin. As so often we've seen today, he has no space to go down that left hand side. He cuts in, plays it to the middle. This is Mark Carvalho, leaves it for Stephen Alvarez. This is Prathamesh Satardekar, loses out. Mark Carvalho is the man who cannot find a player. This is Philippa Dogvu. Dattaraj, Saish Madan chests it down. This is Selvin Miranda. Look how he's into that midfield region as Alton Vaz wins that ball off Stefan. This is Selvin. Saish Madan plays it forward looking for Stefan, but Austin Silva should collect that easily. This is Joel Colasso, who was so influential in that run which allowed Philippa Dogvu to pass it to Marcus Mascarenhas, who slotted it home first time on his left foot. Didn't celebrate like he normally does, because he knows that the match was only 4 minutes old. As this ball has come to Stefan, what can he do? Stefan Sheldon, and that should be a penalty, and it is. And Alton Vaz has brought Stefan de Costa down on the ground, and Alton gets a yellow card from the referee. And he has pointed to the spot. We'll see this again as Ribhav Sardesai again with a beautifully threaded through ball which completely dissected this defense of Sporting Club de Goa, and that quite rightly has been given a penalty kick and a yellow card for Alton Vaz, because Stefan de Costa was fouled by Alton Vaz. We can see the crowd cheering, and that man with the vuvuzela, will see the crowd erupt with joy if Saish Madan bulges the net behind Austin Silva. He goes to take the penalty, he slots it home. It is 1-1 at the Dulles Stadium. What a match match we have on our hands, and it has Sporting Club de Goa back in this game against the Flaming Orange. As you can see, the crowd ever so excited. The vuvuzelas are pumping at the Dhule Stadium as Saish Madan slots this penalty kick past Ozan Silva. But there really can't be any complaints with that penalty kick, because Alton Vaz trying to get to Stefan Di Costa has fouled the man, the jersey number 26, Stefan Di Costa, and we see the smiles back in the Salgaocar dugout with Lavino Pereira in control of his players and Francisco Vaz has a job on his hands yet again. And we really can't say that Salgaocar did deserve it, because both teams have been absolutely toe to toe with each other. You can't really say that either club have had the upper hand. It's always a joy to watch these supporters, isn't it? Because they are the people who liven these games up. And it is really lighting up the Dhule Stadium with two of the biggest teams in Goan football. Two of the best teams in this year's Selval Goa Professional League going head to head with each other. Really giving it their all, putting on a show. Absolutely brilliant to watch. 31 minutes played. It is Sporting Club de Goa 1, Salgaocar Football Club 1. Talking about great teams and the Goan Football Association, if we trace back when the Goan Football Association was formed way back in 1959, Goa Football Association was established as the official administrative body of football in the state. And that is the season from which the league was conducted by the Goa Football Association, when Club Independente de Mar Goa had emerged champions in the year 1959. Wow, if we even go back further than that, football in Goa has its roots back from 1883. Wow, that is really far-fetched. 1883 was when football was really introduced to Goa. But the official league, the Goa Professional League, was started back, as we see some aggression from Saurav Patil on Marcus Mascarenhas. That was quite unnecessary in the end, I would say. We'll see this replay again. Both players going head to head, Marcus Mascarenhas and Saurav Patil as Jason De Mello. And there you see, that was not quite right from Saurav Patil. Marcus Mascarenhas going head to head but keeping his calm, but that was not needed. This game has been played in the right spirit so far. We've seen some extremely high level of football, and that doesn't require unsportsmanlike behavior from Saurav Patil. But going back to the history of Goan football, it has been quite fascinating to read in an article where it said that the Goa Football League started back in 1951 under the aegis of Conselho de Desportos, headed by Major Faustino Duarte. Major Faustino Duarte can be termed as the man who got the Goa Football League along with Conselho de Desportos to action, because we cannot forget our roots, can we? Because that's where it all started. It was always a platform where young footballers would come out and showcase their skills and take Indian football forward. In 1951-52, the first champions ever, even before the Goa Football Association was formed, CLUBE Deportivo Chinchinim were the champions. Sporting Club de Goa winning it in 1952. So there is rich history in this flaming orange team. Sporting Club de Goa winning it way back in 1952-53, and then in 1962-63 is when SALGAOCAR Sports Club won their first Goa Professional League. They won it 2 years in a row, 1962, 1963 and 63-64, and then lost out to Vasco Sports Club in 64-65, and then won back their Goa Professional League title again in 65-66. Absolutely fascinating history down there. Two of the most historic clubs of Goan football, and definitely the most successful clubs in Goan football, heading today into this match almost like a title decider, really displaying good football, and it's been buzzing at the Dulair Stadium. Marcus Mascarenhas opening the scoring for Sporting Club de Goa in the 5th minute, but Saish Madan is the man who got them back into this game with the spot kick, which was calmly slotted by Saish into the bottom corner, wrong footing Ozan Silva. SALGAOCAR are the most successful Goan club at present, as Marcus Mascarenhas has once more stayed on the ground, but play has continued with Selvin Miranda this time slotting it. This is Mark Carvalho. The play continues, and he slotted it past for Steflon, who's been flagged offside by the assistant. But going back to that history of Goan football, Vasco Sports Club, Sesa Goa Sports Club winning it for the first time in 1967. Tempo winning it back in 1971 is when they won their first Goa Professional League. They won 14 now, Dempo Sports Club. SALGAOCAR have 21 Goa Professional League titles, and then from the 1990s, 1995s is when Churchill brothers announced their arrival in the Goan football scene. It is just around the time when Churchill Alamau took over Churchill brothers, and they won the Goa Professional League 3 times in a row, 1995, 1996, 1997, then losing out to SALGAOCAR in 1998, then again winning it 3 times in a row from 1999 to 2002. Absolutely phenomenal to watch. Fascinating, really, the history and the success that some of these big clubs have had in the past, with SALGAOCAR again winning it 3 times in a row from Churchill brothers from 2002 to 2005. Sporting Club de Goa, winning it again in 2006. From 2004 to 2010 was the era of Sporting Club de Goa and Dempo Sports Club. We've seen them really rule Goan football, not just Goan football but Indian football. A span when we saw Dempo and Sporting Club de Goa winning the National Football League, the I-League, which is called right now the Federation Cup, the Durand Cup. It was all in Goa's name, and that is when they announced their arrival in Indian football, giving a plethora of players to Indian football and challenging the authority and the dominance of the great clubs of Indian football from Calcutta, East Bengal and Mohun Bagan. And since then we have seen Churchill brothers stay on, as this is a chance. Teflon, can he take it? But Kunal Kundaikar just about getting in the way of Steflon. We'll see this again as the header is won by Saurav Patil. Then the header comes in, and this is Steflon who chips it over Alton, and then Alton just about gets it over when it's been deflected out by his own player for a corner kick for Salgaokar. This is Saish Madan. Salgaokar finishing the half strongly as he cannot find Selvin on that cross ball. Selvin not reading that pass from Saish Madan. But going back to that golden era of Goan football, it really challenged what we call the Mecca of football. Kolkata is known as the Mecca of football, but Goa really has been challenging it over the years because they've put out some really talented players for the Indian national team previously, as this is Rohit Totad who will take the shot on, but not anywhere near Jason DeMello's goal, as Marcus Mascarenas gets it off Daniel Gomez, and the deflected effort goes to Rohit Totad who takes the shot on, but sliced effort goes way wide of the goal. What a first half we've had at Dulay Stadium. An advertisement of football in this year's league. It really has been, because this is exceptional football from both teams. The intensity is there, the quality is there, not leaving an inch of space out there. They're giving it their all, both these teams. They know how important this fixture is. Like I said, sometimes we see cautious football from two of the biggest teams, but as this ball comes in and we hear the cheers from the supporters behind it, not really happy with the referee's decisions, but the referee will be breathing a sigh of relief that it's only a limited number of spectators and not the full stadium shouting at them. And these experienced referees must be so used to refereeing in such intense high attendance games. As this corner comes in, which is well dealt with by Sporting Club de Goa and cleared off by Girish Naik. This is Philippa Dogbu again holding up play. This is Gautam. Joel Colasso put forward. Again there's a battle in midfield. Saish Madan has been really working hard. He's been going right and left, moving like a pendulum. Wherever the ball is, he's trying to be behind it all the time. As this is Ribhav Sardesai, does beautifully. Mark Carvalho, Prathamesh Satardekar. He is the calming effect to Saish Madan. He's, in simple footballing terms, what we call a box-to-box midfielder, as Stephen Alvarez has shunted a beautiful ball on his left foot for Stefan, which just bounced over him and allowed Kunal Kundaiker to get control of that. As Philip Odogwu wins this ball and goes on his run. This is Daniel Gomez chasing Philip Odogwu. Has been closed down. He's tackled. No penalty given by the referee. This is Prathamesh to Saish. Saish Madan spreads it out. And Selvin Miranda has gone onto the ground. The challenge from Joel Colasso. In the wrong spot from Joel Colasso, and the assistant referee showing 3 minutes of additional time. Still clutching his genitals, Selvin Miranda. Always a painful place, even if it's not the hardest of tackles, as Joel Colasso goes into the books of the referee. Gets a yellow card. The second booking for Sporting Club de Goa after Alton Vaz got the first yellow for conceding that penalty kick on Stefan. Selvin just hovering back onto his feet. He will come back onto the field eventually, as Lavino Anthony Pereira gives some valuable instructions to Ribhav Sardesai, the attacking midfielder for Salgaocar Football Club. And we can see Stephen Satarkar in the background. His right foot, the hamstring still strapped heavily. Lavino Anthony Pereira protecting his players very well, rotating. This is Selvin Miranda. Not very happy with that decision, because Selvin thought that he was fouled over there by Gautam Tice. Joel Colasso with the throw-in. This is Dattaraj. It's a beautiful ball played forward for Marcus Mascarenas. He's lost Flagan Rodriguez. This is Marcus in the box. Cuts in. Marcus Mascarenas! He has missed the target. What an opportunity that was. Marcus Mascarenas doing everything correctly. As he loses Flagan Rodriguez, he was always going to beat him on pace. He cuts inside past Daniel Gomez. All he had to do is slot it past Jason DeMello, which he fails to do. He could have given a crucial lead to Sporting Club de Goa just before the break. And Stefan cannot get on the end of it. The pass from Ribhav Sardesai has been deflected out. This is Saish Madan now. And that will be that in the first half action. It really has been a legendary match and what we call a footballing folklore. As I mentioned right at the start of this game, haven't we enjoyed this encounter here at the Dulai Stadium, with Marcus Mascarenas opening the scoring in the very 5th minute of this game on his left foot, as Joel Colasso raced through the left side, and then Philip Odogwu passing it on to Marcus Mascarenas to finish it off first time. But Salgaocar were not to be left behind, as a brilliant through ball from Ribhav Sardesai to Stefan, and Stefan in the penalty box was felled by Alton Vaz, the captain of Sporting Club de Goa, Saish Madan, slotting it past Ozan Silva, and that leads us to this halftime score. Sporting Club de Goa 1, SALGAOCAR Football Club 1. But please do not switch off your telephones, because we will be back for a second half which promises to be one of the most exciting second halves you will see in this year's Selval Goa Professional League. Been in a battle for relegation in a long time. Joachim plays it to Francis Fernandez, a shot which is brilliantly kept out by Preston Rego. Daniel Rebello's corner comes in, and the header has allowed a scrappy football affair going on in that. Joyson does well, goes past one of his markers, is Lloyd Cardozo, and Joyson in the box. Joyson takes it, and they have scored the first goal of the match. This is Krishna Gavas. He's had an impressive start as this shot comes in. Rizwan Fernandez! Daniel Rebello. This is Joachim Branches who wrestles. The ball comes in from Anil Kaukar, and that is so close from Joachim Branches with the header. This is still dangerous. Dennis ball, this is another chance! What a block that is from Janio Fernandez as Francis Fernandez. Let me tell you that these tangent footballers will be outraged as Kuldeep's ball comes in, and that is off the bar! This is a chance, still in it! What an opportunity for Vasco Sports Club! Threads it forward, this is a chance. Joachim Branches has missed that glorious opportunity, and what a big save that is! As the ball comes in, the flick-ons from Joachim, and that's a foul given by the referee. This is the moment for redemption for Joachim Abranches. The captain, he hits the top corner with no chance for Preston Rego. Preston has gone through, he's taken the shot, but straight to Rizwan Fernandez. A sea of yellow t-shirts coming forward, the corner coming in, and this is a chance for Brazil. The ball is still in. This is one back, this is Akash Sanadi, places it in. And there is the final whistle. As the match commissioner and the referees lead the two big names of Goan football out to the middle. FC Goa versus Churchill Brothers it is right now. The referee blows his whistle, and this is Rakesh Das to Yagya Kapoor. Churchill Brothers have got this after very good down with the left-footed shot. Dylan De Silva. This is another chance. Serginho Fernandez. He has rolled it into the goal. And I must say, quite against the run of play, Serginho Fernandez. Very elegantly, as Wasim Inamdar tries to take it in his stride, and almost like a rugby tackle there from Rajendra Singh. As this ball comes in, again giving away the ball. This is Aftal Farikodan smashing it home. Dribble past two defenders and then losing the ball out. And Rajendra Singh Bairala, I think, has got his red card here. This is Ralte stepping it up, and that is absolute catastrophe from Devnath Mondal. This is a great ball. Wasim Inamdar, what a chance that was. Lalrem, this is Romeo Fernandez. What a save that is from Devnath Mondal. Offside given by the assistant referee. It wide to Ralte with a beautiful ball in, and another magnificent save from Devnath Mondal. He launched this forward, and he does as the referee brings this high voltage encounter to an end. Leads the team out, where we heard Ariston Rodriguez mentioning that he's set up his team and wants his team to play more of a defensive role in that first half and then come out and attack the Welsau Sports and Cultural Club in the second half. And he comes into the deep box, slots it past, and there is that effort early on again from Beniston Barreto. Brian Mascarenas, this is exactly where he scored that goal from, and that was not far away either. That was soaring in the air. This is Brian Mascarenas, and it is a low save down to his left hand side. This is another great effort from Brian Mascarenas, up and over the wall. Mario plays it back, and the cross comes in. This is a chance. Savlon Cardozo, and he has opened the scoring. After scoring this fantastic goal, as this flick-on came from Benzu Clement and then lashes the shot in. Umesh Pujar, and the referee will blow the half-time whistle, because at half-time Welsau Sports and Cultural Club are leading Garden Angel 1-0 courtesy. Sliding down the table as Basant Singh's header comes out. Saves that from Basant Singh. Just 30 seconds into that match, as the header comes in from point blank range, Presley Mascarenas leaves it for Joel Barreto. Does well. Joel Barreto still going. This could be it. Joel Barreto! Run in from Joel Barreto. Gets past 3 players. And then Presley Mascarenas almost scoops it into his own goal. A little bit and again given away. And this is Savlon Cardozo now. He takes it on his left foot yet again. Ball there. This is Nicholas. Swings it in again and this punched out by Presley. The shot comes in from William Niaso. He's done a great job. He's driven forward and has been brought down by James Fernandez, who gets the yellow card. As predicted, the final whistle comes in at full time. Guardian Angel Velsau have come out trumps 1-0. That Sasa Football Academy have been working on their finishing. That's something that's been letting the team down throughout the league. They've not really scored many and that really has been a big issue for the team. And there is the whistle from the referee with Sasa. Looked like a force to reckon with as this ball comes in towards Siddhant. This is early Siddhant Kundaikar. Sapam Singh has lost the ball and Suraj finally clears it off the line. This is much better from Sasa Football Academy today as a good cross comes in. This is a chance. Shajam with the shot. It has been driven over Paramveer's goal. Maran Borges releases Omkar on the right hand side, who faced the daunting task of getting past Fulganko. Cardozo gets fouled by the big man, who receives a yellow card from the referee. Beautifully spread out and this is a chance again. Will that go into the goal? It has just been put out by Rizban Fernandez. As Paramveer has stayed on the ground, we'll see this chance again. Kaitan Fernandez with a beautifully threaded ball. It's a very attacking change as the shot comes in and what a save that is from Sapam Singh. This is Kwame Jr. to Shirotkar. This is Kwame Jr. trying to wiggle his way through and then is fouled by Dominic Roy Suarez, who's not happy with the referee's decision. Kundaikar leaves it. Castagna and another save from Sapam Singh. Half-time scoreline reads Kalangut Association 0, Sasa Football Academy 0. Rohan Kamble decides to take that shot and another save from Sapam Singh onto the post. Great start by Kalangut but thwarted by Batman. This is a very good shot. It was swerving in the air to get that goal as Faiz Muhammad takes the shot. This is a chance and the slip from Stephen Colasso is allowed. And that is the final whistle from the referee today at the Dulher Stadium. At full time the scoreline remains goalless. As the referees walk in with the two teams, Youth Club of Manora and FC Goa. Big match today for both teams. FC Goa won't have it easy today because Youth Club of Manora have been really upping the ante. They lost a narrow match against SALGAOCAR Football Club. As Jay chases this is a chance for Jay! Two defenders shielding it up and the ball was slightly short from Leslie and you can see that Leslie over there bringing down Nicholas Fernandez. This is Christie driving in. This is a good run from Christie. He's still going. Christie Davis controlling it all the way from the right hand side into that penalty box. Zaniston back to Clive Colasso. And then Michael slides in and Lairem is fouled by Alvin Silva and this time he will get a yellow card in that aspect of the game and they're still new and with experience they will do well as the shot comes in from Joybert and it's a low save down to his left from Luis Barreto as Delton is running at the defense. Michael Silva in chase and this is a chance and haven't really gone out of danger. This is comedy of errors right now, and finally, boy, would you believe it? Youth Club of Manora had about 4 or 5 opportunities to clear that ball out. It could have been a penalty as well. Looking like a hapless team right now, Youth Club of Manora, but you know football is a funny game. We've seen this before. And the shot comes in again, and another save from Luis Barreto as he charges towards the referee. Luis Barreto having a conversation with the referee and getting a yellow card. This is Joe Liston with the cross. This is a chance, chase header, and we'll see that cross again. And this is Joe Liston straight away called into action. We'll see this, that jump from Leslie. And Joel's clearance goes straight, and this is a chance. And the cut back. This is Lauren Ruata passing the ball into the goal. And this is game, set and match. He's luckily got past Joel Fernandez over there, and he's still going. Joel Fernandez is the one who's come out worse in that tackle. And the referee blows the whistle for Sporting to start proceedings in the second half, as it has been launched forward by Gautam Dice. This is Selvin Miranda. What a second half this promises to be. This really has been the perfect advertisement for this year's Goa Professional League, because it's been high quality football, it's been not lacking intensity, and it's been a display of attacking football from both teams. A clash of styles really, as this has been deflected of Ribhav Sardesai into the path of Ozan Silva. This is Ozin punting it forward, looking for assumption, but losing out there. This is Saurav Patil. Mark Carvalho failing to get this under control, but wins a throw-in of Joel Colasso. Stephen Alvarez. This is Saurav Patil. Plays it calmly to Mark Carvalho. Going up against Joel Colasso. This is Assumption Suarez. We know what he's capable on his left foot. It's a beautiful turn by Dattaraj. Wins a foul, does he? By the looks of it, the referee has given a foul against Saurav Patil. A chance for Assumption to unleash his left foot. He'll be looking to curl this ball back into the path of Marcus Mascarenhas and Philippa Dogbu to get on the end of it, but that Girish Naik is the one who's taken it, and on his right foot it comes back to Girish, who heads it back to Assumption. This is Joel Colasso on his not so favoured right foot. Sporting retained possession with Ozan Silva. This is Kunal Kundaikar. Interestingly, going back to the history of Goan football, Salgaocar Football Club was formed way back in 1956, but they had captured the Goa Professional League, which was started officially from 1951. They captured it just 6 years after their formation in the year 1962, winning it 2 back-to-back years. That would have been an incredible achievement for the club and its management. There were 2 years that the league was not quite finished, in 1969 and 1970. And we see a substitute, and guess who's coming on? It is the man of the moment, the man who has been absolutely fantastic in this year's league. Stephen Satarkar, the highest scorer in this year's league, has come on for Stephen Alvarez, and you can see the vuvuzelas blowing, cheering their favorite man on. And will we see some fireworks right now from that man? We know that he's been injured before, and Sporting Club de Goa will look to apply that physical game against Stephen Satarkar. This man, Stephen Satarkar, with the cross ball. Straight away some skill from Stephen. He must be raring to go right now. It's a beautiful 1-2 from Gautam Dice and Girish Naik, but this has been given. Flagan Rodriguez has played it through. This is Stephen Satarkar. He's just failed to get it in his stride as he tries to cut back in, and just getting something on that, just enough to avoid Stephen Satarkar. As this ball comes in again, not quite finding the preferred destination in Stefan De Costa. As this ball came in from Selvin Miranda, the man on your screen. This is Alton Vaz, just doing enough, as that through ball was played by Flagan Rodriguez, and Stephen Satarkar, maybe he would have got what he wanted if that chance came to him about 10 minutes later, well into the game after his substitution. As this ball comes in from Kunal Kandikar. We mentioned it in yesterday's game of Panjim footballers, where Kunal did captain Panjim footballers last year. He's been promoted to the senior team of Sporting Club de Goa this year, and has been forming a formidable partnership with Alton Vaz in the heart of the Sporting Club defence. This has been played forward, Ribha failing to get that under control. A much more settled start to the second half. This is Stephen again. There you see that, taking players on all the time. He's drawing those players to him. As soon as he's on the ball, you see three Sporting players converging on him. There you see, surrounded by three Sporting players. Stephen, always expect the unexpected from that man, Stephen Satarkar. Headed on by Alton. This is Gautam Dice. Plays it forward, looking for Marcus Mascarin. Is not quite finding him. It's gone out for a Salgaocar throw in now. Selvin takes it, but been instructed by the referee to take it back and take the throw in again. This is Saish Madan. Selvin Miranda. Flagan puts it up for Stefan to chase. This is Stefan De Costa. Another of those star forwards for Salgaocar Football Club. As the shot comes in from Saish Madan, and that was not really a bad effort. He's been everywhere on the field today, Saish Madan, and that really was a fantastic effort from the midfield general of Salgaocar Football Club. That really just flew over the bar of Ozan Silva. Salgaocar starting on the front foot in the second half. Sporting not getting their foothold yet, but with the presence of Stephen Satarkar, they might be a little cautious going up front, because if they do leave the gaps behind which Salgaocar so thrive on, the likes of Stephen Satarkar, Stefan and Selvin, that trio which has been so influential in attack for Salgaocar, will absolutely thunder past this flaming orange team. A throw-in goes Sporting Club's way. This is Brendan Gomes' throw, headed on by Selvin. Saurav Patil's header. This is Girish Naik. Marcus Mascarenhas' ball in, could be dangerous, and Jason DeMello just jumping over Filippo Dogbu, who has a smile on his face, but quite rightly given for a foul. We'll see this again in the replay. Girish Naik plays it to Marcus Mascarenhas, who chips it forward for his strike partner, but not much in there. It really is the fall that affects Jason DeMello. Dattaraj Gaukar going off, and the man who scored that own goal in the last match, Myron Fernandez, comes in place of Dattaraj. Myron Fernandez had a heartbreaking own goal who against Sessa Football Academy, leading comfortably against Sessa Football Academy. Myron brought an end to that all-win record of Sporting Club de Goa, and what a ball that is through from Stephen to Selvin Miranda. The ball comes in, just goes off Kunal, and this is Prathamesh Satardekar on his left foot, never really in control, and wouldn't have troubled Ozan Silva with that. That's Ozan Silva, plays it to Kunal. Kunal on his left, puts it forward. Ripov's header, this through to Marcus Mascarenhas, just flicked on. And what an important touch that was from Saurav Patil, because Filippo Dogbu was through on goal. Just gets a foothold on that Saurav Patil. This is Alton Vaz. This is Myron Fernandez, the ever so impressive Myron Fernandez. I beg your pardon, that was Brendan looking for Myron Fernandez's run, but not really finding it. This is Daniel Gomez, who's been ever so calm for Salgaocar in defense. This is Assumption Soares, but Ribov gives away the foul. We talk about great clubs, but when we talk about great clubs are made by the history that have been behind them. And going back to the 1970-71 season, apart from the senior division leagues, there was another lower division which was introduced into Goan football, the first division league, which was split into two groups, which was divided into North Zone and South Zone, as Steflon was through but has been flagged offside by the assistant referee. Going back into that history of Goan football, the North Zone consisted of teams from Ilhas and Bardez. The South Zone accommodated teams from Mormugao and Salseti. From around 24 teams in the second divisions, just one could make it to the top, while the other 60 teams were battling it out in the third division, of which two teams were fortunate enough to make it to the respective pool, while the others were relegated to the other divisions. In 1977, the Goa Footballing Association also introduced the Super League in 1977-78, and guess who won that? And the team who's just conceded the foul on Sporting Club de Goa, Salgaocar Football Club, known as the Greens. Quite interestingly, we've stopped hearing the vuvuzela because he's right behind Jason DeMello's ears and he doesn't want to distract the attentions of his own goalkeeper. Absolutely fascinating to watch the passion of these Goans as this free kick comes in from Myron Fernandez, and the header from Alton Vaz. He will be looking to make amends on that penalty kick which he gave away. The flick on has allowed Steflon, and Alton Vaz reads the game ever so well, gets in the tackle but gives the throw in away. This is Prathamesh through to Saish Madan with some space ahead of him. Beautifully played with Stephen Satakar. Saish Madan almost threads it through for Ribhav Sardesai, but very well retained by Prathamesh Satardekar. As the ball comes in, easily dealt with by Joel Colasso. This is Joel again. It was his run which led to that Marcus Mascarenas goal, and he finds Marcus Mascarenas, who's ran into the box against Daniel Gomez. He still has the ball, retaining possession for Sporting Club de Goa. Plays it on the left hand side. Assumption's first time ball in, but Saish again clears the ball on and not quite getting on the end of it. Mark Carvalho. Assumption fails to get that under control. Ribhav in a battle with Assumption Suarez, and it will go out for a Salgaocar throw-in. The first professional league was launched in the 98-99 season. The 5 top teams of the 97-98 Super League, Churchill Brothers, Salgaocar, Dempo, Vasco and VLM Sports Club, automatically qualified for the Pro League, which was then sponsored by Shaw Wallace under the flagship brand product Director Special Whiskey. The professional league was expanded to 6 teams from the 2000-2001 season after the GFA thought it wise to increase the number, and it did, keeping in mind the competitiveness of the league. But boy, what a revolution it has been for Goan football over the years. Today we call it the Selvel Pro Goa Professional League, with Selvel sponsoring this year's Goa Professional League, and will look to do so for the next 5 years. And what a start it has been so far to their journey in this year's Goa Professional League. We've seen some massive matches being played, some brilliant talent unearthed, and this really is the flagship flag bearer of this year's Selvel Goa Professional League, with Sporting Club de Goa and Salgaocar Football Club going head to head today at the Dulair Stadium. Normally the Goa Professional League is played over 2 legs, but having come back just after the pandemic situation, it is being played just over 1 leg, which leaves teams with no margin for error really. But we will be hoping that normal circumstances prevail and we will be back with 2 legs next season. Should be played across different venues, and we will see crowds coming into the stadiums and cheering their favorite teams and players on. Suddenly there is a silence, and I keep going back to that. There is a silence behind Jason De Mello's goal, because there are hundreds of Salgaocar supporters behind that goal, and They do not want to distract the likes of Jason DeMello in such a high voltage encounter. This is Stephen. Back to Saish. Madan's shot has been blocked by Joel Colasso. This is Gautam Dice. The clearance coming eventually from Brendan Gomez. This is Prathamesh. Back to Saurav Patil. Saurav looking for Stefan. And Joel Colasso playing it to Gautam Dice, who's looking for the run of Myron Fernandez, who's given it away. Selvin has given it away, and that is a save. Jason DeMello. What a fantastic save that is. But what was Selvin Miranda doing here? You just look at this from Selvin Miranda. He just leaves it back for Myron Fernandez, who continues his run, takes that shot. Jason DeMello, first hand save. Unbelievable from Jason DeMello. What an effort that is to get back up immediately after that first save from Myron Fernandez. Arches his body to make that second save off the head of Myron Fernandez, who's going to take this corner kick, calls it in, and gets another save of Jason DeMello as the shot comes in from Assumption. Danger not averted. This is Assumption on his left foot. Swung in, and poor clearance. Only a throw in though for Sporting Club de Goa. What a save that is from Jason DeMello. That is absolutely heroic from the goalkeeper of Salgaocar Football Club. Alton Vaz with the shot. It's still in danger. Philip Adogwu going forward with some skill. He's still going forward. This is a chance. What a save again. There's an absolute scramble in the box right now. Lavino Anthony Pereira is losing his mind on the technical area. We'll see this again. Philip Adogwu, what skill to go past Saurav Patil. He puts it forward to Marcus Mascarenas. What a block that is from Selvin Miranda. Daniel Gomez is losing his mind as well. Just when we thought that this game was settling down, Sporting Club de Goa have taken it 5 notches up. What a period of play that is. All of us in the studio were almost on our feet. Hearts almost pumping as fast it has been in this year's league. This is Prathamesh with the shot. What a block that is now from Joel Colasso. Things just heating up now between Salgaocar and Sporting Club de Goa. As we'll see this again, very high foot from Prathamesh. Not even going for that ball. Marcus Mascarenas, as Kunal Kundaiker will take this free kick for Sporting Club de Goa. Kunal's long ball forward, headed on by Saurav Patil. This is Gautam Dice. On to Assumption Soares. Marcus beautifully flicks it onto Assumption again. This is Joel Colasso. Kunal Kundaiker. Alton Vaz. This is Kunal again, being pressed by Mark Carvalho, but does well in the end. This is Joel Colasso. This is Assumption. Joel Colasso. Philip Adogwu. Saish Madan's clearance. And it's been headed out by Mark Carvalho. We've seen an extended period of possession from Sporting Club de Goa. as Mark Carvalho has stayed on the ground, and the referee has given the foul against Sporting Club de Goa, as Girish Naik is not a happy man with that decision, because finally the pressure from Sporting Club de Goa he's actually given it for a bounce, as Saurav Patil will be tracking down Marcus Mascarenhas as this cross comes in, cleared on by Daniel Gomez. This is a good spell of play for the Flaming Orange. Marcus Mascarenhas' ball in again, and Philip Adogwu just can't get on the end of it. That was a good ball in from Marcus Mascarenhas. Sporting not throwing too many men forward because they know the threat Salgaocar possess on the counter attack, especially with the likes of Stephen Sartarkar on the field, but not for the first time, but I've kept account throughout the league. This is the 7th time that we've seen a foul throw being made by a player, and this time it is Salgaocar Football Club. To be honest, I've never seen so many foul throws being made by any team in a professional league. But what I did think before is that young players getting excited in these kind of situations, trying to take it quickly. As this ball comes in, Marcus gets it under control. He's still with Marcus Mascarenhas. Both players going in for the sliding tackles. Rubov Sardesai really going at it right now. He's limping right now after those two sliding challenges. Finally gets the foul off Philip Adogwu. Philip going into an argument with Jason DeMello, the referee rushing to get things under control. There you see Degi Cardozo, the head coach of FC Goa, watching on with a lot of attention. It is FC Goa who plays Sporting Club de Goa next, in what could be a massive encounter for Sporting Club de Goa as well. The 2018 champions FC Goa going head to head with the defending champions Sporting Club de Goa in a battle to stay afloat in the Selval Goa Professional League. This is Joel Colasso's ball forward, not a great one. This is Saurav. I dare say he's been living on the edge really in this match, Saurav Patil. He's thrown in some dangerous tackles. I'm surprised he hasn't seen a yellow card yet, because there was a very, very evident elbow on Marcus Mascarenhas in the first half, but the referee chose to let that go, as Daniel Gomez, as calm as ever, heads it down to Flagan Rodriguez. This is Selvin Miranda, brilliantly done. And this is really Stephen Sartarkar on the ball, plays it first time. Stefan beautifully flicked on, but the assistant referee has flagged for offside on Stefan. But every time we see Stephen on the ball, we see that combination coming into play of Selvin, Stefan and Stephen. The trio has scored a massive 13 goals out of the 16 that Salgaocar have scored in this tournament so far. Ozan Silva's clearance Prathamesh winning the header, not really knowing where the ball is, and then jumping up for the header with Marcus Mascarenhas. Saish Madan picking up the spoils. This is Saish Madan. This is Stephen. He's gone through. Stephen Satarkar up against Brendan Gomez, who does well, and just that physical aspect lacking in Stephen Satarkar, which didn't allow him to get to that ball. He's a player which will look, it's the coach's job really to kind of but we'll get back to that. But Philip having a nice go at the supporters behind, putting his hands up to his ears as the supporters taunt him. That really is the essence of football, because as we see Philip going off, and I'm not too happy to see that really, because just as the things were getting interesting between Philip and the crowd outside, but Francisco Vaz doesn't allow us to have more entertainment on that fact, as you see that smile from Philip Adogwu interacting with the crowd outside. But nevertheless, we're on to the match, and that's a throw-in for Sporting Club de Goa, and Daniel Gomez heads it out for another throw-in close to the corner flag now.
Substitution for SALGAOCAR Football Club. Player out.
Mark Carvalho is coming off for Salgaocar, and Hazer Gomez is the man coming on for Salgaocar Football Club. Good shift in from Mark Carvalho. We've seen Hazer Gomez having quite the impact on the wings. He can play anywhere on that front three. This is Stephen Satarkar, lays it off for Ripov Sardesai, moving forward, and no aim really. This goes straight to Ozan Silva. This is back with Ozan. Girish Naik plays it out wide to Joel Colasso, and Joel gives it away. This is Prathamesh. This is Stephen. What a ball from Stephen that is. This is Hazer Gomez, called straight into action, but not quite connecting with that shot. This is Prathamesh again. Prathamesh to Hazer, called straight into action as he's come on as a substitute. Not really getting the best out of the two one-on-one situations he had right there. This is Girish Naik. Gautam Dice puts it long. No one really there for Sporting Club de Goa. As we head to the second and final cooling break in this match, it is still tied 1-1 at the Dular Stadium. The time is just flying by at the moment. We don't even know when 32 minutes have passed in this half, with only 13 minutes left in an encounter which has been absolutely fantastic to watch for all of us here at the studio and all those who are watching outside the stadium and on social media. We'll see the goal again. This is the first goal, with Joel Colasso bulldozing his way past Stephen Alvarez and Saurav Patil. Philip Adogwu playing it to Marcus Mascarenhas, slots it home first time with his left foot, and then calmly slotting the penalty home. Saish Madan under pressure takes that penalty to restore parity for Salgaocar Football Club. Ribhav. This is Prathamesh moving on from midfield, looking for Stephen's run. Stephen Has he got this? Oh my God, that is bounced over the goal. Stephen Sartakar, the golden boy of this year's Silver Pro Goa Professional League, does everything absolutely perfectly as Ozan Silva was out of goal, left stranded. You will not believe what you've seen on your screen, because that was destined to hit the back of the net. We'll never know how that bounced over the goal post from Stephen Sartakar, but it has, and the score remains 1-1. Everyone in the stadium held their breath as Stephen had lobbed that ball over Ozan Silva. Absolutely stunning silence as that ball was in the air for those few seconds, and that bounced, and there was a certain deafening silence at the Dhule Stadium. I didn't have words to describe that, really. However, it is still 1-1, and this is a free kick in a very dangerous position. It is the set piece specialist Maron Fernandez who puts the ball in, which is not a great one, and is headed on calmly by Daniel Gomez. This is Akiraj Martins. Does ever so well. Gautam Dice, and the clearance from Daniel Gomez. Will that come back to haunt Salgaocar Football Club? These are thin margins right here, right now at the Dhule Stadium, between two of the topmost teams of this year's Selval Goa Professional League, as this is headed on, again well defended by the captain, where we should say leading from the front really, but it is Daniel Gomez who's been leading this Salgaocar team right from the back. As Rivav Sardesai's ball comes in, and Stephen will not get at the end of it, and Ozan Silva laps it up, plays it to Kunal. This is Joel Colasso. Joel's ball in, again dealt with by Daniel. This is Selvin. Selvin cutting in against Akiraj Martins, plays in Saish Madan. Steflon tries to play it first time, switches the game, and Hazer Gomez quite clearly offside there. You will see this again. There you see that first time attempt to thread it through for Stephen Sartakar, but Hazer Gomez quite rightly given offside by the assistant referee. This is Kunal coming forward with the ball. This is Prathamesh, pulled back by Assumption. This is Stephen. Stephen's ball deflected onto Akiraj Martins. Akiraj just trips over the ball, but luckily for him, no Salgaocar player close enough to take advantage of that as Kunal plays it square to Alton. This is Alton Vaz. Gautam Dice. Gautam plays it back to Joel Colasso. Girish's ball through, looking for Dattaraj's run, but Flaken Rodriguez not happy with that push from Brandon Gomez, but the referee has been ushered over by the assistant referee. Not very happy with something there. There seems to be some confusion in the ranks as Marcus Mascarenas is having a conversation with Prasad Surlekar. Not very happy. Flagan Rodriguez straight away went. I was not happy with that tackle from behind from Brendan Gomez. Well, this is football, this is the beautiful game. It tends to get ugly sometimes, and it is a body contact sport, and that is the charm of this beautiful game. This is Selvin Miranda. The throw in again for Selvin. Looking for Steflon, who's put this forward but will be easily collected by Ozan Silva. We're into the last 5.5 minutes of this match, and we're literally on a knife's edge at the moment. It can swing any way right now, whichever team scores. It's almost like heartbreak for that team, for the opponent team rather, not for the team that scores. As this free kick comes in from Myron Fernandez, he'll be looking to make amends as Akiraj has the shot, or tries to take that shot on, but ends up fouling Prathamesh Sitardekar. Or Saish Madan, I think, is the man on the ground. We'll see this again as this free kick came on from Myron Fernandez. Then the header, and we'll see this as Saish Madan was the man who was fouled by Akiraj Martins. What a game he has had, Saish Madan. If I had to give someone the man of the match award, it really would be that man, Saish Madan. But we cannot forget that 12th man for Salgaocar Football Club. He's been there every single game for Salgaocar Football Club, standing in that exact same position, cheering his team on non-stop. Just in the last game, I was having a small conversation with that man, with that fan, that crazy fan of Salgaocar Football Club, and he did mention to me that Levino Anthony Pereira is a father-like figure to all the Salgaocar supporters out there, because they have reinstilled the faith that Salgaocar can win a championship and can get back to their glory days, which has been missing for a number of years in the past, with the likes of Churchill Brothers, Sporting Club de Goa, Dempo taking over the reins. But Levino Anthony Pereira, like it has been over the years, has got back Salgaocar right in the mix of a championship battle with Sporting Club de Goa, as Akiraj Martins goes on a mazy run. Too much in the end from the forward. What was a promising run into the box ended up vaporizing into nothing really. The sun is setting slowly at the Dular Stadium, as is in this match as well, because just about 2 minutes left before we hear the final whistle from the referee after additional time. But this game is over not before you think, as the shot is taken by Steflon. He almost broke Sporting Club hearts with that very impressive side volley. Ozan Silva scrambling across goal literally to give that corner away to Salgaocar Football Club, and we see The Salgaocar press coming into the box with Selvin Miranda's cross coming in. Well defended in the end by Alton Vaz. How many times have we spoken about the footballing brains of that young number 4 captaining a heavyweight team like Sporting Club de Goa. This is Akiraj Martins though on the right hand side using his step overs, trying to get past Daniel Gomez. This is the shot taken on from Gautam Dice. We know he's capable of those long ranges, but not really troubling Jason DeMello, who's made 2 of the most crucial saves that he'll ever make in his career from Myron Fernandez. That was absolutely fantastic, absolutely sensational to watch from Jason DeMello. 2 saves back to back within a second of the first shot from Myron Fernandez. I really do not know how he got up for that second ball, as the assistant referee gives us 5 more minutes additionally for some goalmouth action from Salgaocar and Sporting Club de Goa, as that is calmly held by Jason DeMello. But going back to those 2 saves from Jason DeMello, he's had not much to do in this year's league because Daniel Gomez and Saurav Patil have been phenomenal at the back for Salgaocar. Today is the first day that they have conceded a goal, and Jason DeMello haven't had much to do, but today he's shown his class. For someone who is on the heavier side to get up for that second ball, very few in the world would be able to arch their back the way Jason DeMello did in that second save against Myron Fernandez. However, we've got 4 minutes to cherish as this game comes towards the end of this, as Stephen tries to get it under control. This is Stephen Satarkar, beautifully flicked on, but Selvin not quite making the run there, and Stephen quite amazed that for once the telepathic connection didn't quite work out. But here is Selvin Miranda. He's not had the best of games really today, considering how he's played throughout this league, but he's tried to work as hard as he's done throughout this league. This is Saish Madan's ball through, almost through rather. This is Teflon. This is Hazel Gomez. This is a chance for Salgaocar. A lot of excitement in the box, and that is chested on by Stephen Satarkar. What audacity from that man Stephen Satarkar to chest it from that kind of a range. Just look at the audacity of this young lad. As the ball comes in from Hazel Gomez, it's not really a chest in the end, he really heads it, but tries to twist it but doesn't get past Ozen Silva. What an opportunity again from Sporting Club de Goa. This really has been an even game, and it would be so unfair if a team comes out with 3 points at the end of it. Although both have battled for 3 points, but it's really been an even game where both teams have shared the equal amount of chances, have had equal amount of possession, and Stephen will be flagged offside, but that's Hazel Gomez who puts the ball into the net, and he should be probably given a yellow card. We'll see this again, as was cleared by Selvin. Stephen lays it up for Saish, and that was a close call, really. I wouldn't know from that angle if Hazel Gomez was actually offside, when he did chip the ball into the goal in the era of video assistant replay, the VAR. If that was not an offside, which the referee would have gone back into the screen and checked, that would have stood. That goal would have stood from Hazel Gomez, and for sure he wouldn't have received a yellow card for that. It's only a matter of time before technology is introduced to Indian football as well. It's being used all over the world. VAR is what we call it, but we haven't seen that technology yet in India. But we'll get back to that debate, the controversial video assistant replay, later on, as this match has almost come to an end. And just as I say that, Prasad Surlekar has got this match to an end
CLUBE De Goa
in what has been
SALGAOCAR Football Club 1.
a footballing folklore, like I have mentioned before, an exhibition match, really, an advertisement for this year's Goa Professional League.
Goa Professional League match.
Two first half goals from Marcus Mascarenas
Sachin Brothers
and Saish Madan
versus Kalagut Association.
is the final score, but that man on your screen, Stephen Satarkar, was the man who was highlighted coming on as a substitute, had the chance of the match. Not that he did much wrong, he chipped it over the goalkeeper. It was destined for the goal, but it bounced in front of goal and headed over the post. Quite surprisingly though, it was not meant to be for Stephen Satarkar, as we see the vuvuzela up for that die-hard supporter of SALGAOCAR Football Club. As the sun has set at the Dulair Stadium, Lavino Anthony Pereira will congratulate his boys. The title is still in their hands to lose, because at full time it is Sporting Club de Goa 1, SALGAOCAR Football Club 1.
evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the post-match interaction here at the Red Stadium. It was the most awaited match of the season. It was Sporting Club de Goa versus SALGAOCAR FC, and Sporting Club de Goa held SALGAOCAR FC by 1-1 score with a draw line, where they kept them on hold from being the champions today and spoiling their celebration. And I have with me the coach of SALGAOCAR FC here with me. First of all, coach, I know it's heartbreaking for you, but what do you have to say today?
No, nothing. Boys have given their best. They played the best game of the league, but missing chances has brought us down. If we had to score those chances, we would have been up. And still, I praise my boys, because after one goal down, they have come back and they have given their best. That is what the team spirit means.
Yes, as you said, the team spirit is always seen when it comes to SALGAOCAR FC. The positivity is always seen when it comes to SALGAOCAR FC. But something went wrong over there. What are the things that you found really went wrong for this match especially?
Yeah, missing chances and little bit of lack of concentration from the defense. If we can improve this, we can go a good league and we can be the champions. There is no doubt about it.
The next match is also going to be the most important match for you. The next match win also will take you all on top. So what do you have to say on that?
Yeah, every match is important and we have to try for that, because nothing can be changed. We have to win all the matches and go be the champions. That's the boys will dream for that.
All right, thank you so much, coach. Wish you all the very best. Well, that was the coach of SALGAOCAR FC. I also have the goal scorer for SALGAOCAR FC, Saish, with me. Saish, you scored the goal at the 29th minute out there. So what was the excitement filled in you that moment?
Yeah, it was very good. My mom always told me that I want to see you for the last match interaction. So it is very good for me to now go home and tell my mom and celebrate this goal for my mom.
Okay, as you're going to celebrate this goal for this is one of the most crucial game also. A win would have taken you all to being the champions today. There'll be much more celebration out here. So what do you, as a goal scorer, what do you think went wrong out there, especially in the second half?
No, we played a very good game, but only thing that the chances should have converted. Then we could have done much more better, and we could have won this match.
Thank you so much, and now it's time for you to celebrate with your mom. Thank you. Well, that was a side from SALGAOCAR FC. We'll go to see what Sporting has to gain. I have with me the coach of Sporting Club de Goa, who gave a very good fight even right from especially in the second half. Coach, we have seen that your boys created a lot of chances, but the execution was not happening. What went wrong, you feel, out there?
We were trying our best, the boys were trying their best, but today I am very disappointed with all the three officials. They finished our game, First it was offside, he showed offside and he came down, the flag came down, and then he clearly cleared the ball, It was not a penalty, he gave us the penalty. When we got a penalty, he did not give us. It is disappointing. If you work hard, we work hard here, and they are just doing their all nonsense, This is not good for the team, and for football.
Would you like to take this matter ahead also with the league?
Nobody is taking care of this man. Nobody is telling them anything. It's only the association is only penalizing the players and the coaches and the management, not for the referees. This is poor refereeing, man. You can see there almost 14 players were playing. Every tackle, everything was for them. We were not getting an advantage at all. We created chances, there was penalty there. He did not give us. But once he gave penalty. How the boys will? Then the tempo was, they were like pissed off, Every now and then he was showing fault, everything for one side. Then your concentration breaks,
Besides the referee decision, what would you say on your boys' performance today?
My boys played beautiful, but little here and there mistakes, but they played beautiful football, and they can come up again and give a good fight for the next match.
Your next match is around the corner out there, so what are the things that you would like to rectify and keep in mind for the next clash?
We have to sort out some small issues in defense and the striking and the midfield, but more with the two stoppers. They just I have to just talk with them and show them how to just give a covering, because they were, for the first goal, they were playing parallel, and they just stopped there thinking that the opponent the striker was in offside position, so that delayed a bit. So I will show them on the ground and we'll sort out it.
Thank you so much, coach. Wish you all the best. Thank you. Well, that was the side from from what coach has to say, I also have with me one of their key player of Sporting Club de Goa, Kunal, with me. Kunal, first of all, congratulations, you played a very good game out here today. So what you have to say today? You kept the champions on hold from celebrating. So what do you have to say on that?
It was a great match for us, but at December did by the result. But we will be back stronger. Yeah. And
So yeah.
we missed chances more of this, and we'll be back stronger.
Okay. Something that you would like to comment on your team's performance today? If you just come a little closer. Yeah.
The team played very well. Yet here and there errors, we have to work on that. And very good performance by the boys.
Thank you so much. Wish you all the best. Thank you. Well, that's all we have in the post-match interaction here at Duled Stadium. We will see you tomorrow for another big encounter between Churchill Brothers versus Kalangut Association here at Duled Stadium. This is Glenn D'Souza signing off for today.